Our secret stock, as usual. Awesome. This piece of African mahogany. It's real light and resonant. Sounds great. It'll be an awesome solid body. Let's make one. Welcome to Dave's World. Buy all the wood and glue it up like months in advance. Since it's a two-piece, like to let the pieces kind of shift or do whatever. The sander gets them flat. I grabbed this flame maple. It's pretty ripply. Really nice and ripply. East Indian rosewood fretwork. One of the things I like so much about this sander, you can get down really thin. It's kind of hard to do that on like an industrial time saver or something. So it's just easy to dial in the small adjustments. Channel, very nice. We'll sand our flats. This is like beautiful texture of this. Really nice. Probably go this way. It's great. We'll leave a little extra overhang for an extra fret. I'm excited about it. I saw a vintage telly from the 60s. It was a maple cap, but I thought of the color and I was like, well, that would look really good with a rosewood board. So that's probably what we're going to do. So we'll work on this body. I feel like we need to contour it. It's only right to contour it, so we'll get that started too. Somebody sent this one, and it is really unique. It slices like no other. You know, I was thinking of doing binding on the front edge. You limit yourself with the set necks because you can't do double binding. That's about it. And you can't break the guitar down into two pieces if you want. That's pretty much the only advantage of a bolt-on that I can find. And they're easier to make and cheaper. But single binding is about all you're going to get with a set neck because of the back. And I was going to do that. But man, we could do a front contour. We would lose our binding unless we do it like the Urban Outlaw, which we probably won't. Let's do a front contour. So our customer, Jackie, she is a musician. We've been talking about doing a body contour that's like a little bit extreme. And we're also talking about doing a 12 string. So kind of just designing the first layer 12 string headstock to make sure everything kind of lines up right. But this will be a specialty neck that we're kind of looking to do. It's going to be a tighter nut width for smaller hands, which generally isn't the case for a 12 string. So a lot of fun making a guitar already for an existing customer. It means a lot. So we'll design this headstock, lay everything out, and just kind of pick it up. Have our fret wire pre-bent here. I give it a little extra overhang. This is like a StewMac standard size fret wire. This would be like equivalent to like a Gibson or kind of even like a Fender. It's not quite a 6105, but it's still kind of a medium tall fret. So, like the StewMac guy, I go ahead and put a little bit of glue in there. It's not enough to make it impossible to refret the guitar or anything like that. All it is simply just a little bit of something, just for the sake of putting it there. You get a lot nicer finished fretboard, so long as you're careful. So some of the guitars I do it on, some of them I don't, but just go ahead and lean into that a little bit and just, they're just perfect. So keep it going. We'll start filing with our super file. This isn't going to be the biggest neck in the world. We don't have the widest nut width for a 12 string. So we're going to keep this kind of a smaller neck, and it'll just be sort of real easy to play. This is not going to be like an acoustic where it has really heavy strings on it, so we can get away with, you know, tighter spacing. We'll carve this one and make it just a really nice C shape. Customer Jackie, so she doesn't want this neck to be like a massive 12-string neck. The whole point is that it's a smaller neck. So we're going to go ahead and make this just a really nice, mild C shape. I'll tell you what. I just went out there to the frigid Arctic, to the mailbox, to retrieve our tuners and bridge. I'll tell you what, this is like the roughest time of year on instruments, in my opinion. Unless you leave it in an equipment trailer and it's like 150 degrees. It is so dry out here right now. This is when like fret ends stick out. This is when necks start to bend, you know, towards the strings and stuff. It's just part of having a guitar and playing, especially acoustics. So I advise everybody to take care of their stuff a little extra this time of year. Let's check out this bridge. Oh man, this is an awesome bridge. So first thing, we have our left-handed tuners. This will be for the one side of the headstock. Some alteration to your guitar might be necessary to install this, including but not limited to woodwork. This thing is great. Now it does sit a little different. Fender bridge is a little more shallow. This is a thicker base plate, and also just higher saddles. So the best neck angle for this guitar, where it has plenty of adjustment and still has the playability we want. The saddles are just simply a lot beefier and a lot higher. And if you look at where this, it's almost 3/32 taller or something. So yeah, this is going to be definitely a custom one, you know? Like, where would we be without this? We'd probably be at the guitar show, and you guys would probably see me there. That's how it used to be. Now the internet is just one big guitar show. Kind of cool. These I leave pretty chunky because I really do like to have that 5-inch heel as opposed to like a 3-inch Fender heel. So I just kind of work on it a little bit more and have a little extra wood, especially for our 12-string, for structural integrity. So we'll get it on with our super file. So obsessive with this. Sort of getting onto that fret and just taking the small scratches out and then going in between and really getting that fretboard edge around. And it's like the Fender Master builds are like that. They have that rolled edge, and the fret ends are not standing up straight. They're kind of angled more. It just makes the guitars feel so much better. Only a little bit of 180 grit on the edges with our pad. Then we will take this to the spray shop. This is a super contoured, real heavy contour. Moved the contour over, like as far as it being kind of on the edge of the guitar, kind of put it up more. This is getting a very special finish. Let's do it. This is not something that you buy. This is something that you make. So I have my own mixture from my life as a cabinet maker, and I'm pretty sure it's exactly what they use at like PRS and Gibson. But once you get really into it, you can start making it and tinting it different colors. This is a holdover from our Jag project, so it doesn't matter what color this is. We can just pour fill this body and let it sit, because this is going to be a radical paint job. Let's fill this in. I use a glove to spread it around. I mean, I guess you could use like a putty knife or whatever, but this pretty much works really good. So when we put this on, it's not like particularly like blocky and thick. It's kind of like milkshake consistency. So you get that in the pores really good, and we'll scuff sand it now. It just needs to get all sanded off the surface, and it still lays down really deep in the pores. Obviously, just the body. It's kind of a cool color. We'll be spraying. This is going to be a champagne metallic and big flake. I've done these before, and I have my own system. First things first, we got to paint it black before we do the sparkle. Depending on the undercoat, can steer the look of the metallic. So we'll hit the front of the headstock and the body with this black paint, which I've mixed up the black paint and taped it off. Champagne metallic. We're going to use the Roth metal flake, and this is the Super Disco Ball Speedball Silver. It will get a champagne layer over top of it. Let's see how this ends up looking, but I think it'll be pretty awesome. This is the layer device. It's a salt shaker kind of thing. And that's how I put it on, plain and simple. Basic. Just shake the finish on. It's not done, but something like this. So running a couple tests before we douse our work project with it. But this, although it looks like kind of a Coca-Cola sort of color, it is very much so like a brownish kind of red, which will really just in a very light pass turn this into a champagne metallic. So we'll hit this up. Light, like almost like salmon, like champagne sort of red under there, and it just really enhances that silver flake and makes it look like totally awesome. So this will have that really cool color to it, and it just looks great. So we're gonna let this dry. I am gonna put a couple more coats of clear on it just to get it completely flat, but not a lot of scuffing. Don't want to really mess with any of the color. You don't want to actually go through any of your flakes because it can start to look real like blotchy. So we will keep coating, pull our tape, and get that neck heel all smooth. And man, it's gonna be cool. This 12 string is gonna be cool. So our our super metallic back there dries, we are going to wind the super noiseless. So this is going to be the really thin piece in between, and it'll be like a stacked humbucker hum canceling pickup. So we'll get these going, and we'll have a Strat pickup in the neck position, just so it's a little wider for the spread on the 12 string. Plus, I really like the Strat pickup in the neck position. So we'll do the traditional Tele noiseless and the Strat noiseless. So these aren't any different than our normal Alnico 5s. These are just a lot taller, so it gives us more real estate to actually work with here. And we'll just simply press them in with our drill press as per usual. But this is, I'll say, after winding all these sets of pickups and doing all this, you know, it's fantastic. It's just, I think that the noiseless pickups can sound really good. 5 more on there, but yeah, I think that the noiseless pickups are fantastic. It's just that they don't quite handle like loads of distortion well, like a lot of overdrive. And they sound good, but they're mostly for clean. But so is our 12 string. I mean, I don't think our 12 string's going to be screaming through a, you know, dual rectifier or anything, and it could, but it's just that I think the real high gain stuff is best left for, you know, a proper humbucker, side by side humbucker, or a or just a regular single coil. 60 cycle hum can be really really temperamental depending on the room. Like I have an older house, our shop's an older building for sure. Like there's no like power conditioning or $1 million power conditioning. So we've got to notch these. I use the nut files, just a little notch, just a really small notch for the wire to pass through. You can barely even see it on there. But just something, measurements are the same on the top and the bottom, so they have to get the same wraps on the top and the bottom to be hum canceling. So we'll get this squared up, and we'll start wrapping them. We will coat this one first in lacquer, but I'll also run a small bead of super glue around this center one so it doesn't move around at all. I just have this little bit of sealer. It's nothing special, but it's just enough of, well, lacquer. But I just like to soak them in that. It's that simple. I'll wipe the excess off, but it's just to coat the magnets while they're wrapped. They need a little bit of coating. We're using the smallest wire and getting as many winds as we can, basically. Wow. So we have these stacked and pretty much ready to go. So we'll let that dry, and these will be ready to wind. It's just so thin, that wire. It's like, oh man, it breaks so easy. And it is fragile. I would not recommend making a noiseless pickup for your first guitar pickup. I probably made about, I don't know, 120, 150 sets of pickups at this point. You know, some of them weren't any good, and some of them have been fantastic. Obviously, we only sell the good ones, but there's just been so many different sets of pickups and so many great customers to help me develop those pickups. You know, like putting these in different guitars and testing them. There's not as many layer noiseless sets in existence. Above all, it has to be hum canceling. It's the entire point. But if it doesn't sound good, then it's like, well, you know, what gives? So I guess it just takes a while to find that balance. But we have with this. It's a really great pickup and really sounds good. So we'll put this on here. So with that started, we'll stick our wire on the floor and it'll just kind of feed off of that spool. It has to be right. You know, it can't be like, oh, the wire's snagged on a little piece or whatever. I deburr these as well before I start them. So we'll get this on here. This is actually the hum canceling side. You don't get output from the bottom part. You only really get your tone from the top. So we will turn it in the opposite direction now, and we will wind it reverse. There we are. It's on it. 17,000, 18,000 wraps, something like that, in its entirety. Same on each side, so it'll be really a nice pickup. I can't wait to check out the output. Man, I'm excited. So, we will get a crazy reading. It's going to be insane. Like twice the output of a normal pickup, but it's not really. Yeah, 21 ohms resistance, so very cool. We'll wrap these. So let's see what our bridge pickup is. This one is a hotter pickup. It's supposed to be, well, we'll see. It's going to be a little bit hotter. Yep, 21.6. So that's exactly kind of the range I was looking for. Really neat. I guess they don't technically need to be wax potted, but we're going to wax pot them for like protection anyways. So outside of that, they are finished, and we will let our lacquer dry for a while on the guitar body, and then we'll start buffing. Have the pick guard made. Well, certainly been letting this one sit and dry for quite a while. Quite a few weeks, actually. Generally speaking, with lacquer, I don't know, a month minimum, I guess, for a dry time. But this one, you'll see it's got just like a little bit of that texture to it. That's what we're going to sand out. Awesome maple neck, too. So we'll get this one playing really good, but first we'll get it super glossy. But it's going to be quite the job sanding this one. Let's buff this one. This is going to be a really, really radical finish. Roth Metal Flake and Meguiar's. Doesn't get much better than that. This will be the most challenging nut we've ever done at the Lair Custom Shop. Okay, so here's the thing about doing this. This is a piece of bone, and I have this preset. You cannot get your fingers in here. So I have these wooden sticks that I push up against, and it works really good, and it's really safe. Rough side that was on the saw. It's still too big. It won't fit in. That's perfect. We'll get those rough edges off, and it'll slide right in there. We'll glue it in, and we'll work on this. This is going to be really challenging. I think the cluster of like the strings, you know, just coming across is going to be enough. There's going to be a lot of strings up here. Plenty. And of course we have special tuners. So you can see it's like they're back further, so I had to drill accordingly. Looks like they're off, and they are. So we'll put our back string ferrules in there. String Joy Signatures. Our customer prefers this brand. I've never tried this brand. Play Your Way, Nashville, Tennessee. Pretty cool. I'm from the Philadelphia area. Kind of a bear to play, so like I'll get it to have real nice low action, and so it doesn't buzz, and it's just a nice playing guitar. And it'll be easier than, you know, obviously making an acoustic, but still kind of an interesting challenge. So I'm looking forward to really getting this one going here. I'm going to make it like a playable 6-string first, although the nut spacing is a little bit funky because it's a 12-string. But I'm going to make it a playable 6-string first, and then we'll put the extra strings on. So the first fret, and I mean the alignment has to be right, but that first fret, like the pad of your finger has to push down on those strings. And it's got to feel really good, you know? Super tedious doing these nuts and getting them to be just right. It has to ramp. It can't just go straight across or it'll buzz. It has to ramp into the tuner. Like when they had Gibson, and Gibson used to be like really good, and their guitars were really good. If you look at how they would ramp the string off of the nut onto the tuner, it really looked good, and it wouldn't pinch the string, and that's what we want. We don't want it to pinch the string. This Godo bridge on this guitar is nice. I'm glad we got this one. It's a little different spec than like a Fender bridge. The actual neck depth is different, and just the overall measurement and just sort of placement of the bridge pickup. So it's not really something that would drop into a regular like Telecaster. Also, the fact that the back ferrules are actually like two, and then like that, it's kind of a little bit funky, but what an awesome bridge. It's got a ton of adjustment, and it really keeps the guitar intonated well. This is a great finish. Does it get much better? The little bit of intonating that's left on here, and we'll plug it in and check it out. So before we plug in and jam out in our Mesa Boogie, I kind of wanted to make a special announcement because it's a pretty big deal. I got us a new shop amp, and it's pretty epic. Been kind of looking for one. Sometimes our Fillmore Mesa Boogie is a little bit logistically challenged because it's always out getting played on the shows. So I got us a very special amp. So without further ado, I'll bring it out from the back hallway, and we will demo our 12-string with our new amp. And yes, it is a Mesa Boogie. Isn't it great? 4x12, 100 watts. It's just perfect for our shop. There's no hum. These pickups are as noiseless as can be. Awesome. Double coil. Looks great. So I've never really played many 12 strings. I don't spend a lot of time on the 12 string. So let's see what we can come up with. Plenty of sustain. Man, that's cool. has sustain all over. It sustains wonderfully, but you know, the bridge pickup just has a good like the Desert Rose Band. You kind of just like pick around. I don't know what else to say. This thing's awesome. I didn't expect to do a 12 string really ever, but you know, it kind of came up and I was like, let's do it. So this guitar is awesome. Even as a 6 string, playing it with only 6 strings on it, as I did initially, super sustaining. I think we're getting into the super sustainers here with the Setnacs. A lot of it has to do with just the build quality and how well everything's put together. So pickups, fretwork, the wood, everything kind of matters, and it all came together on this one. Those noiseless pickups sound great. Starting to get a little bit of some unique ideas with the pickups and trying a few things, so it's going pretty good there. This one is in order, so it'll be going off to New York, but this guitar is going to be really epic, especially with the champagne kind of early 90s Fender sort of custom shop style finish. Love the Roth metal flake. Awesome. So, yeah, we have quite a few guitars coming up, quite a few that are made. Would like to do some gigging with this one, but I can hardly play it here at the shop. So we'll just be sending it off to the customer. But I always say we have a lot of videos coming because we do. I just have to make the videos. Seem to make the guitars just fine, but I need to list some videos. So you'll be seeing quite a few, and we'll be starting some new stuff for the summer. So going to be really cool playing out a lot. Like I say, just going to keep myself away from playing this one in front of innocent bystanders because, well, let's face it, I don't really know how to play this thing. Until next time, and there will be a next time, going and making stuff like this. This guitar was awesome. Thanks for visiting Dave's World.